Okay, just a little bit. And I have very cheap audio setup too, so I just have a XLR lavalier mic. A little bit of static. Yeah, it's probably blowing on the mic where that comes from. I don't know. I'm not really an audiophile, PHILE. I just want to at least make it decent without absolutely ruining my bank account, and I'm good. Thinking of even putting this lavalier mic just like on my shirt. Right now, it's attached to like a Dr. Seuss looking like jerry-rigged desk clamp tripod that I made out of bike parts. It's a clamp that's meant to go on bikes for attaching a phone to, but I attached it to my desk, and then I have an extension going up to make it taller so it can reach my face, and it's have gear ties holding them together. I don't know. It's just a goofy looking thing that you can get anywhere near me. Very ugly, which is why I'm glad I don't use face cam, because you don't want to see that. Don't want to see ugly things like that, and my tripod too. So, interesting thing with Journey, and when I start the game, I'll tell the story because the game has a weird history with me. I've never played it before, and it released in 2012, and I remember really eagerly looking forward to it and everything. Um, Actually, let me adjust something with Chatty real quick. I haven't done this in a while. My screens and everything are so messed up. Let me fix this real quick. Okay. What's really cool is that even though I haven't streamed for months and months and months, that I actually gained a bunch of followers just from like existing. And I don't know that even if they are probably a bunch of bots, it feels pretty good to know that it's like I don't even have to exist. And there's at least one random person that found their way to this dead channel. Like, that's nice. Unfortunately, with Journey, because I was trying to test run it, it has a really weird issue on the PC. Because I do have a PS3, but I don't have any capture devices because my internal capture card died a long time ago, like 6 years ago, and I just never got a replacement because I just don't stream from consoles much at all. I originally bought it to stream GTA 5 on the PS3 when it released, and then it broke, and then I never used it again. Um, but anyway, when I run Journey on the PC, that there's a known issue where it has these massive lag spikes when it tries to connect to the internet, because I know enough about the game that I know there is kind of a seamless cooperative element to it, a random cooperative element. And apparently on the PC, anytime it pings the server, it just makes your frame rates plummet. So, um, okay, so let me get the game going here. And I think, isn't this the game that Austin Wintory got his start with? Like, this is kind of what put him on the map. And he's since done soundtracks for like 1,000 indie games. All right, so the story of why this game that I have not played has significance to me. And it's going to get a little sappy and a little sentimental, but I feel like I should say it for my own records. Is that back when I was in college, it was my senior year of college, so it was like 2010, and I had met this girl who would go on to be the first girl I've ever dated. And this game, or the prospect of this game, was the first interaction that we ever had. I remember we somehow got to talking about video games, and that game company, the company that made this game, they released a trailer online, and I watched it, and this is in 2012, or no, 2010, because the game wasn't out yet. And I remember thinking, like, I just love the style of this game, the music, it just looks like this absolutely beautiful game, and the concept seems amazing and all that. And then I told her about it, and she said, like, oh, I'd love to see that trailer. And I'm like, oh, we should go, like, watch it, because we're not that far away from my room, or my dorm room. So we went and watched the trailer together, and she was just like, this game looks absolutely incredible. And she's like, we got to play this together sometime, like when it comes out. And I was like, it's a date. And then we were together for like, I don't know, around almost 2 years, a year and a half. But you can see the math isn't totally adding up here, because this was around 2010. And meaning that we were together shortly before the game came out. But to make things go even further is that, so that game company had a social media thing where they're like, hey, we're putting together an FAQ. Ask us questions. We want to answer your questions. So I sent them like 20 questions, not the game, but 20 individual questions. And they messaged me like, hey, we really liked how detailed your questions were. Like, we want to send you a shirt. Do you want one? I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, my girlfriend also is really looking forward to it. Could you send one to her too? And they're like, sure. So I got a shirt for the game, and I still have it here. I can kind of see it in my closet right now, and I've worn it a lot. And I wore it to a lot of local conventions. I've been to like anime conventions before, and sci-fi ones and all that, and I wore the Journey shirt, and I kind of made it a thing that when I would find the one other person who was wearing something related to this game. The game was pretty popular, but it's still like kind of an indie game, even though I'm pretty sure like everybody watching right now is at least aware of this game. So I wore my shirt, and the first year I got it, I found one person cosplaying as one of the characters in the game, and I went and got a photo with this person, and I felt it was oddly fitting and just sort of poetic that part of the narrative of this game is like finding companionship in isolation and kind of feelings of uncertainty. Like I said, I haven't played this game and I don't know exactly what happens, but that's kind of what I feel. And that sort of became my mission, is when I attended conventions, I'd wear the shirt and I would find the one person with the Journey cosplay. And I did the first year, and I never knew what they looked like. I knew nothing about them. They didn't talk. Found them. And then next year, I went to the same convention, and I went and found I presume, different person. The one, like, it's just this weird how it all fit together. It was just like the story of the game and the mission, like, that I put myself on, all fit and everything. Well, anyway, I got the Journey shirts, and then they had a thing where they're like, hey, we sent a lot of shirts out. We'd like to see some pictures with, all the people of the internet that have our shirts. Like, grab a friend and go somewhere that is just breathtaking and get a picture together. Like, big open spaces, things like that. So Uh, so the girl I was with at the time, that we were now out of college. Well, I was out of college. She still had a few years, and we were living in this random house that was some other people's, and I don't know, it was weird. And I was like, we should go and get this picture because we're gonna be like, I'm gonna be going back home soon. We're probably gonna be apart for a while because she still has school and I have to go back home. And we kept procrastinating doing it, and it just kind of got to be this like thing where we're struggling to just get this picture, and it seemed so simple and it sounded fun. Remember, we like woke up and it was like the day of that I was going to be leaving, and she was just kind of in a bad mood, and got in my car at the time, and we drove to the spot, which is the highest point in the entire city that we are in, which is Duluth, Minnesota, which is this really like picturesque place. Like everywhere you go is beautiful in the city, and we went up in the highest point of the city, which is way up in the air. And we both had our Journey shirts on. I remember it was kind of an overcast day. It was like my favorite weather, and it was a little like breezy. And we were just like, neither of us are really in a good mood despite all of that. And we drove up to the top. And then this is before uh, cameras and phones were very good at all. So I had my digital camera which was a pretty expensive one, and we're getting out, about to take the picture, and the camera is just completely broken. Like the screen, I hadn't used it in like months before then. It just did not work. I couldn't tell if pictures were even taking. It seemed to turn on, but I couldn't see any menus or anything like that. So I just went and we were like, well, we just got to get something. And she's upset. She's just like, oh, it's like, why, like, I still have to do this later today. Why are we all doing this? And we just started like arguing back and forth. And I was just like, no, I mean, I just want to do this simple thing. It felt like it should be so fun. And then this like random guy pulls up, and I just like, let's just ask this guy to get the picture. I didn't have a tripod with or anything. I didn't think of it. And so we went up and got together with like our arms around each other, despite we weren't really feeling it. And this guy, I just said like, the camera really doesn't work. Just take a bunch of pictures and maybe it'll work. And he's just like, there you go, okay. And then we took the trip back, and then I went and looked at all the photos, and like every single one is blurry except one. And it turned out pretty good. And then I submitted the picture to the company, their contest, and we didn't win, but we were like in the top 5 of like hundreds or something of people that submitted the photos. There really isn't a moral to the story or any happy ending or anything. It was just sort of like, that was my memories with this, and then we like broke up like a month after that, because it turned into a long distance thing, and we couldn't hold it together. And I don't know, that's first relationships for a lot of people. And we never actually got to play the game. We broke up shortly before it released, and I ended up buying a PS3 to play GTA 5, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna play Journey too, 'cause I never actually got to playing that game. And then I didn't, and then I just put it off years and years and years, and then now it's year 2020, and I'm hopefully gonna play it now after all this stalling that I'm doing, even though I heard that there's issues in the PC version. And I don't know, maybe I'm not in contact with her anymore. Maybe she found a way to play it. Who knows? I did buy her a GameCube and got her into Pikmin and Wind Waker. So at least I hopefully influenced her in that way. But that's life. I don't know. I just felt like telling the story. Okay, the game is pretty short. It's only a couple hours from what I've heard. So here we go. Hopefully it works. So I'm going to be playing this with a hybrid setup. I have a Steam controller that I bought for $5 when they were just handing them out like candy. Okay, hopefully this doesn't make a loud noise. Steam controller only has one physical joystick. The other one is a touchpad, so my right hand is going to be on the mouse, and my left hand is going to be on the controller, moving around. Okay. Which is actually how I play GTA 5, too. It's kind of weird. Hello, Switzer. Did I play their new game? No, I watched Vinny play it, though. I don't really feel the urge to play it. It's very beautiful, as this company is very good at doing. One benefit to the analog control like this is I can walk slowly or fastly. And I remember being very impressed that you could actually leave marks in the sand like this, like a trail. Like I had never seen a game do this, and I remember the trailer showed some of it. Oh nice, the camera kind of gets control taken, or it takes control, make it more cinematic. It's just like, it's one of these games where you could take a screenshot at any moment during the game and you could hang it on a wall. And I know there's probably some people new to the stream, but big thing for me when I play games that makes me like a game is just feelings of presence. Like, a game could have no gameplay, no challenge, like minimal interaction, but if sound design, the visuals, just if everything else works together, just makes it feel like I'm in the world, like that's good enough for me. I don't like being heroes in games. I don't like being the one to save the world. I just like taking a peek into a big world that already exists and already has characters doing things. Maybe there's no characters. I don't want to change the world, I just want to see what's going on. Like when I played Skyrim for the first time, I avoided the Greybeards. As soon as they started all that crap about, hey, like you're the Dragonborn, you should go talk to the Greybeards, I like, no. So I avoided ever progressing the story, and I just walked around city to city, just doing everything else. Like, that's not a responsibility that I feel like I can have or should have. So I never completed Skyrim. I just did everything else. Well, that's cool. You can slide. God, I love it. I'm definitely a sucker for gradients in games. And as you can see, this game makes extensive use of it. Like, Inside is one of my all-time favorite games. And there's an entire GDC talk just about the way they generated their own brand of visual noise to break up banding so that they could have the smoothest gradients possible. And it was such an interesting talk. And it was one of the most overwhelmingly technical talks I've ever listened to also. And audio, yeah, I feel like that's, for audio atmosphere, that's how I would probably approach Breath of the Wild also. I forgot that I have a Switch now. I'm sure a lot of you saw my Animal Crossing. I'll see my voice is peaking. A lot of you probably saw my Animal Crossing town on Vinny's stream. And yeah, Cryptid, I just noticing that now too, how the sand kind of gathers up onto the clothing. Oh, and it keeps some of the sheen on it too. And I'm really gonna take my time with this. I know it's short. That's a big reason why. It's just so much about games to me are just like, I just want to leave this world and just want to escape and just feel like I'm somewhere else. And there is some lag happening, but I don't know. My computer sucks. And it was reported on the forums too that the PC version has some weird hitching that happens because of every time it pings a server, it like lags. Oh, nice. Got some of the wind here. Really? Oh, nice. Oh, that's their invisible walls. Oh my god, now I'm totally covered in the sand. I'm reading everything you guys are saying in chat. Don't always have something to say. Another thing I really appreciate that game designers do is when they have the player character has like different versions of movement depending on what's happening. Like how when the wind picked up and my character started staggering like that. I really love that. Like in horror games, I wish more horror games would be designed so that the characters look like they're scared. Like I know some of the early Fatal Frame games, and actually most horror games don't do this, but it's where the characters just don't look afraid at all. They just have the same blank expression on their face as they walk around as horrifying things are happening. They're like, the door is locked. I can't open the door, while they're being chased by something that's killing them. Like, I want to see the characters, I want to see their demeanor change. Their voice should change. Like, you're supposed to like, empathize with the character. Oh, it automatically jumps. This place is kind of like my Animal Crossing town. It really is. Mostly sand, or oops, all sand. wondering where the scarf was. Whoa. I seem to remember that, what is it, that your symbol is randomly generated, so it's like different for everybody. Ooh. I can only shout my own name just like a Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. And these are the same developers that made Flower as well. Oh, dang. Oh yeah, Luigi's Mansion is a really good example of games where the character reacts to the environment. Yeah, that's a really good example. And that, and actually that Cthulhu game is exactly what I was thinking about as an example of it not done. Because there's that, oh no, I have to push a button? Okay, it's the same as the mouse click. Interesting. I'm always a fan of pixel languages. Or maybe mosaic-based languages. But that Call of Cthulhu game that has the famous scene where you're waking up in the middle of the night and they're like, outsider, and they break into your room with guns and they're here to kill you and you have to run away in a panic and your character's like, I can't get through there, the door is locked, and it's just really takes me out of it. Like, you're being chased by like 5 people who are going to kill you. Why don't you, I don't know, react more? Which is kind of ironic of me, of all people, thinking that others should react more. I don't have very many emotions. Part of being monotonous. I should say I don't express all that much. course, I'm thinking about ways of how you could communicate, given that you can only just ping like this. And no, Morse code would not technically work. I mean, you could make it work, but there's also tap code, which uses a grid of 2 axes, and the amount of knocks, or just single pings with a break, and then another series of pings tells you which x and y coordinate of the grid to pick. And you make a square, a Polybius square, with the entire alphabet, and you merge the letters I and J in order to make it an even grid. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It's because I and J are near one another, and they're very different letters, so it's easy to tell which is supposed to be where. Okay, well, can I only jump when I'm by scarf things? Like, did I run out of scarf bucks? I don't know. Well, they recharge. Okay. Oh yeah, spaghetti, that's true. Yeah, because there's an alphabet, or I guess a cipher that I really enjoy is one called the biliteral cipher. And it's a lot like, and it's actually older, it predates binary code. I mean, I'm sure like ancient Greeks invented binary math or something, but used in a coded method. I think biliteral cipher was around in like the 1800s or something. But anyway, that was made around the time when I and J were merged together or something like that. I don't know. There's some weird historical significance to that. And then Julius Caesar was technically Julius Caesar. I remember hearing about that because don't mean to turn this into a monotonous talks about relationships game, but I don't know, I think it's fitting for the themes of this game that tends to be that if I'm with someone who natively speaks another language, I go through like great lengths to try to teach myself that language, and as a result, I took a year of Russian in school to learn to speak the native language of a girl I was with at the time. And then like 4 years ago, I started learning modern Greek, and that was interesting. And what makes it even more interesting is that all of, Latin and Cyrillic are all connected because of ancient Greek splitting out into Cyrillic alphabet and Latin branching out. So like Russian, Greek, and Latin all have very similar characters that usually make very different sounds. As a good example, what we see as the letter H in English, it makes a H sound. In Russian, it is called an N and makes an N sound. And in Greek, it makes an E sound. Oh my god. Is that really... I have to make that one jump? I'd have to get up on the... Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's niet and not het. And I die a bit inside when people are like, het, the meme, het, the cat. Can I run? Oh. Okay. So I gathered this. Okay, so as I get these, like my scarf gets longer. I know I'm trying to get the glowing things. Okay, I got that. Oh, I could just walk up this? And I probably have to get it from another position. The other one that I saw. Okay. And this kind of patterning that we see on the right, I've never really known how you pronounce what these are called. Like it's spelled like lattice. I've heard people say like lattice. Like Letice? I don't know. Because I think it comes from Italian. I don't know. Only ever heard lattice. Okay. Ooh, I like this. How many languages do I know? English. Maybe it's a testament to how short most of my relationships are. But I never really get in depth enough into learning languages to really think that I know them. Like I can read the Russian alphabet, I can pronounce words, I can kind of understand things that Russian speakers say, like minimally. Greek, I'm way less. I know the whole alphabet, and I can read some of it, but I don't really consider it like that I know the languages. It's just that I've like invested some time into learning it. Wow. Uh-oh. Did I miss one down here? There we go. Oh, that made it longer. Okay. Yeah, that's what she said. So that's... wonder, can I gather more? Or are they always just going to be floating around like decoration? Okay, so I'm glowing now, so that must mean that it's fully charged, Doctor. But I think I have to get all the way back up. Can I actually just jump? There we go. And I remember the first person that I met that put together a costume for this character, that they had a really long scarf, and they made the whole design based after the symbol that the game generated for them. It was cool to know that anyone who makes costumes for this game are probably going to have their own unique version that's not exactly like anyone else's. Unless everybody uses the same reference image online or something, but theoretically, they would all be different. Like, I feel like that would be part of the requirements to truly embodying this character, is that you have to knit your own custom scarf. Hey, that's my symbol. If I were doing tap code, I would just do it's a series of knocks and then a gap and then another series of knocks. So it'd be like the letter C, I believe, would be... Can't remember if you do horizontal first or vertical, so it'd just be stuff like... You could communicate that way, but literally only me would be doing that. That atmosphere is top notch. It is. That's something I really wish could exist. Is, well, I think everybody would want this to exist for a while, but not forever, is a way to teleport yourself anywhere and immediately leave once you're done. Because I was gonna say, I would love to be out in the middle of a desert of some kind where you can't tell where you're going at all, and it's just really thick, it's stormy, and it's just completely overwhelming. Only if I could immediately leave when I'm done. Because I don't want to die. But also, I'd love to go to Antarctica. But I've read about what you have to go through, even just as a regular person going to Antarctica, is that you have to go through like a special diet in order to prepare your body for that climate. I just really like extremes. I want to experience extremes, but not to the point where, you know, it's harmful to me. You use that power to get groceries really quick. Yeah, that's a good practical use. Wow, this area is nice. Always kind of a rule of mine. If I don't know what direction to go, I go left. So if my identity is this, and I'm collecting other identities, It kind of feels like I'm collecting the like life force, of other living things, things that once lived. I love how the sand is like water like this. Wow. This is what I do during my graveyard streams. Actually, probably. Whoa. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do this year, but yeah, for the last 2 years, I've kind of turned it into a tradition that I stream from Lakewood Cemetery, which is the biggest cemetery in my state. It is absolutely massive. And it's really serene walking through cemeteries. It has some of the founders of really big companies. Tiny Tim, the ukulele guy, is buried there. He's cremated there. He has a box and a wall. But I don't believe in ghosts or anything like that, but I really want to believe. So it's kind of fun to think about that when I'm in the cemetery, that I'm just sort of like accumulating spirits or something. I don't know. And my game is kind of lagging. Hello, bronze axe. Your friend would say to hold your breath while in a graveyard. It's kind of weird. I've noticed that a lot of people have some sort of tradition that they do that they've never really thought about strange moments when they hold their breath. Like growing up, some reason, anytime I drive or bike over a bridge, I tend to just, for no reason, just hold my breath while I'm going over the bridge. I don't know. There's just something weird that my parents were like, okay, everybody hold your breath. Because I think it was like, oh, we're swimming or something. And I still do it. Hey, is that another person? Hold your breath when you're drawing? Yeah, that would make sense. You hold your breath when you're swimming underwater in a game or watching someone swim. they go? Oh. It's supposed to be a real player. Real person. Oh, we can recharge each other. I'll let you get this one. Whoa, you can backflip? Didn't know about this. Wonder how it figures out who to pair you with. Might just be physical location. Maybe this person is in the same house as me. Huh. I think they just do the next available player that starts in the same area. I see. Hello, yellow Pikachu. Oh, no, I lost him. Wait, what's happening? Possible to get no one and multiple people. Nice. Ooh. gotta go way over there. Okay. Wait for me. I don't know, being left behind is a pretty familiar feeling in my life in general. Oh, they are waiting, wow. Oh, Spaghetti, you're right. Their symbol looks like a fist. Pretty badass. I love how quickly you move. Really cool way to tell the story. I'm always a fan of show, don't tell. See, why can't there be opportunities like this in real life? This is the hardest part, is getting another person physically in the same space at the same time as you in real life. I mean, pre-pandemic also apply. There's just so many other people in this world. It's like, why choose one? When you could just forever think about the possibilities of millions. Why would you ever just like choose one person? I like how my symbol is kind of fitting to me when I think about it. I like the change in sand color. This is cool. And I know the game's probably kind of loud, but I tend to prefer that when I stream, because like whatever game I'm streaming is really the most important thing. And if the game's loud and you can't hear me, I just won't talk, because I want to hear the game. Like, I don't think my own voice is all that important. If I'm saying something I think is important, I'll wait till there's an opportunity that it's quieter in the game. Yeah, my symbol would have been even better if it was the same thing 4 times rather than being mirrored. Doing a Mario 2 Peach move. Princess, whatever. How much they play with the camera in this. It's always doing something different, scene to scene. It really sets a different mood to every environment you're in. They probably had just a fully dedicated camera person. Made a kite that looks like these. I don't know how well a kite with this shape would fly. Kind of interesting is that on the Steam forums for this game, there is a whole thread that's for people thanking whoever joined the game with them. After people finish playing the game, they go to that thread and I'd just like to thank that random person that joined me. That was a really good time. Yoink. It reminds me of like Craigslist with lost connections or whatever that's called. Missed connections. not supposed to be here? Are they sending me a warning that, like, I'm about to die? Is this building collapsing? Supposed to use these? Or are they just kind of a thing that guides you, I guess? Interesting, so the light on the edge of the screen shows you where the other person is. Right. Oh, nice. Now the camera is like on a pivot. God, it's so good. Sniped. There's a thing called a beam down, where you both gently fall for minutes from great heights. Did a mini one? Huh. Oh, sweet. Now we're like snowboarding in a Sonic game. Oh god. I shouldn't have jumped. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, nice. The stones show you how many of the scarf pieces you got for each level. I didn't know that it would even let you keep going unless you got everything. Can I actually manually do a backflip? I thought it was just if you go up too steep of a hill. Oh wait, I can control my character even in a cutscene? Huh. I mean, when it comes to collectibles in a game, I'm not really someone who would ever replay something. Like, I never 100% anything. Unless it's GTA 5 where I 100% of that game and I kind of wanted to die by the time I finished doing it. I mean, unless there's some like big secret involved thing, I would replay. Oh look, I'm all shimmering now. I kind of feel like this person's played before. Maybe they're even watching the stream. Oh, hello, Bark Bark. I know somebody named Bark, but not a Bark Bark. Did I play Red Dead 1 or 2? I've played neither of them, but I was very involved with Red Dead 2's Easter egg scene. I was really active on their subreddit, and on my own Discord we had a whole channel dedicated to documenting them, decoding them, helping figure them out. It was a really good time. Commented on one of my videos, nice. Where are we going? Oh, we're gonna get the secret boss. Oh, missed one already. We're gonna have to fight the regular boss. This is like Corneria. Pretty smooth flying, journeyman. Dude. It's gorgeous. Well, I have a favorite villager. Coco. Because I like creepy people and things. And her face looks like mine, so... Oh, I like this. Nice. Somebody didn't pay the electric bill. Yeah, those are the feeling I'm getting. just amazing how powerful lighting is. Like, this game is like, I don't know, 60%, 75% the lighting. But, I mean, that could be said pretty much about any environment. Look how our instruments have changed. Oh, cool. Camera tucks in a little bit as you go down the hallway. Really wish more games would do this kind of thing with I don't know what you'd even call this, where it's just like seamless, anonymous multiplayer. Like some of my favorite wait, I gotta think. Oh my god, depth perception, please. There we go. Yeah, this person's played before, or else they're just a lot more observant than I am. Some of the most memorable moments I've ever had in multiplayer games have come from just random people online. And I just think there is such a charm to the fact that it's just a random person you don't know. And I know random internet people as a whole have a bad reputation because, like, when someone's bad, ruins things, you notice it way more than when you have good moments. And I feel like it's, compared to when you know somebody that you're doing multiplayer with, compared to just a random person, it's so much less stressful in my opinion. It's like when you're around people that you know, you feel like you gotta present yourself as your best self, or like you gotta keep engaging with them or talking to them, or else you're not, like, I don't know, not being a friend. But like if you're just with a random person, you can feel like, well, all I have to do is just be a decent person. I don't have to like uphold and maintain a friendship here. I just exist in the same game space as this person, and it's just so much less stressful. And I'm someone who's spent a huge amount of my life alone, so just trying to mentally manage being with other people takes a lot out of me. Doesn't mean that I hate being around other people, it's just like but yeah, some of the most memorable moments I've ever had were just with random people. Like one example is that in Half-Life 2, this is back when Half-Life 2 was pretty new, there's a mod called Obsidian Conflict, which was trying to be a cooperative mod, kind of like Sven Co-op, and they had a farm map where you work together to just like run a farm, kind of Harvest Moon style. And it was really engaging, and it was so fun to do, and it was very open-ended, so there was really no correct way to go about it. Oh, this is cool. And I had a moment where I was with a bunch of people that didn't speak English, but everyone was willing to listen and... Okay. And but to speed the story up, it's just basically I knew the map really well, and everyone was cooperating and listening, and without being able to speak each other's languages, we managed to just communicate through actions and like pointing at one another and then pointing at important things, and we coordinated amazingly well. Just total strangers, and I had never seen the map played so successfully as we were all just like working together. I don't know, it was just a really magical moment to me. Can't look straight up. I wonder where we're going. This. Oh. I like the change in color palette. And also how this whole area has a vignette around the screen the whole time. And it gives a claustrophobic feeling to it. Yeah, Spaghetti, those are... I remember having moments like that in Team Fortress 2. I still can't believe I have like 2,000 hours in TF2. I guess that's how I spent my time in college. That's when it came out. It was like my freshman year. No, my sophomore year, I think. God, that's loud. have 7,000 hours in Gmod. Holy crap. I think I have like 300 in Gmod. I don't know, I like Gmod and it has so much potential, but it's almost like there's too many possibilities with it that it kind of turns me away. Like, I like limitations. Plus, I don't really play that many games, period, anymore. Like, this is the first time I've just sat and played a game, well, since Half-Life Alyx came out. Well, and the charity game, of course, but... Oh, wait. Journey communication, little chirps and wiggles. Hello, little chirps and waiting away, come see. Repeated big chirps, really, come see me, or warning. I like that, where... Oh. Uh-oh. If you could theoretically find your own symbol. You've tried and you weren't able to, huh? You're saying that area was harder to do on the PS3? Interesting. I just kind of flew above everything, and this other person was the one that got caught or whatever. I know, yeah, their symbol definitely looks like a fist. You think it looks like the fighting symbol from the Pokemon card game? Nice. Oh, and thanks for all the follows. Sad Otter, Oksun, Kirmar, Blindfolded, and Nubbins. lot scarier in solo. Yeah. I'm curious how different it is alone. Careful in here not to activate these if your friend is not near. It will disconnect you. What? It looks like we got them all together. You get too far away from the person, it disconnects. Oh, okay. Kind of like actual relationships. At least in my experience. Yeah, the light did come back again, and it's like it wanted us back. Ooh, I could change an environment. It's the dichotomy of sand and snow. So similar yet so different. Now this I can relate to being from the north. You're from the true north? What do you mean, Alaska? Or are you from, like, Canada? I mean, Alaska might as well be Canada. Oh yeah, this person has to have played before. Maybe they're watching the stream? Because how else would you know this? Reminds me of that puzzle in Inside. The experimental sonic chamber. It's one of my favorite moments in that game. Wasn't that big of a fan of Limbo. The idea of it was cool, but the gameplay, I don't know, not really my thing. I can't wait to see what their next game is, though. They've only ever shown one concept image. And there's, believe it or not, an ARG present in Inside. And it was hinting more at their next game. Talking about, like, planets. I can't remember the details for sure. See how we recharge one another? Kind of like couple. You glow with warmth when you touch one another. Yeah, one of the best parts of winter. You're able to share that with someone. But I just have an air conditioner to simulate that. And a radiator. Are we going backwards? I don't know. Maybe it's a part of the adventure. This does look awfully familiar. Let us in! You know, this will be a part of our memories. Remember that time we went backwards? When your recent playthroughs, your friend fell off the bridge twice. First time he went down to help, second time he just waited. Yeah, first time it's like, oops. Second time is like, okay. All these like grave markers remind me of how in real life places like Mount Everest, like really big mountains that people have, like many people for many years have tried to climb or have how the dead bodies of people who died up there are still there. The people from the early 1900s, their bodies are just still sitting there. And people who go climbing use their bodies as landmarks as they make their way up to the top. So it's like, alright, so you're going to take a left at this guy's body and then go up past this one. And people like pay respects and visit the frozen corpses of previous climbers. Oh, I love how it's all brittle. There's a shadow. No, friend! Woo. You okay? they go? I think we're still going up. Wait, no, now we're going down. Hard to tell. Oh, hide. No, what are you doing? Why did you do that? Get inside! What? What? Stupid depth perception. I thought I was inside. How come? I know it's the length of your scarf is affected by when you get hurt, but I only got hit once, and why is mine way shorter than theirs when they got hit like 3 times? Yeah, you can barely chirp at all. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I see there's a backup. I'm glad the game doesn't unfairly punish you. Because in games like this, it's always so aggravating if they are setting a mood and then they're just like, oh, well, you're going to have to redo it 30 times because, you know, we got to shovel the gameplay in some way. And I'm glad that they decided to not make it too challenging. So it's like just enough that you stay immersed. We're back. Yeah, I'm loving the music. thought I lost them too. Music changes depending on if you're with someone or not. You said the cello is you, and when you have a friend, a flute is added to the music. That's really a nice touch. ultimately it's just me. Yeah, mono means one. Way it was intended. Back to life as usual. Musical touches are very nice. It's symbolic. People. Yeah, my friend's name is just gonna be some kind of slur. I feel like that, you know, this type of game wouldn't appeal to people like that. They probably would quit in the first minute. That's a color palette we haven't seen. Nice. Is the PC version cross-play with PlayStation? It seems like a relatively simple game. I don't see there being any big issues. Oh, it's not? You're gonna see which member of chat is with me this whole time. Same person. Oh, it doesn't show it? They're in private mode? Oh, well. Well, that's unfortunate. He'll just forever be known as the Fist. The Fister. Fisto. God, it's so... Well, first of all, the game was as beautiful as I thought it would be, and then some. And then some. Yeah, Anal Fister 69. And very strangely fitting is kind of another part of my before having played Journey is that when I got the Journey shirt in like 2011, 10, I don't remember, before the game was out, and like I said, I wore it to conventions like year after year, and one of the yeah, I know 2012 was when it released, but I was really hyping up to play the game. And so I wore it to a convention, and I had that magical moment where I ran into the one other person at this really big convention that was a fan of this game and expressing it. And this person had the full like cosplay of the, you know, the red character with the scarf and everything. I thought it was so amazing, and when I got a picture with them, just based on their like body language, like I never heard their voice, and of course they're fully obscured, so I couldn't see. They seemed like they were female. I mean, I don't know. And then I remember my brother was at the same convention, and I told him how it was kind of like a magical experience. Like I was talking to this person, and they weren't saying anything back. I was just saying like, first of all, that their cosplay was just so well done. I was looking around at the scarf, like they were just silently sort of like showing me around the costume, and they're your hands are at your side, so you can't really do anything. So they were just, you know, walking around with their hands on the side, and they're like whipping the scarf around and then showing me the symbols on it and like the details and like embroidery or whatever on the sides and all of that. And then after I got the picture together with them, they just left, and I never saw them again. And I feel like that's just so fitting to the themes of this game. And but my brother was at the convention, and I remember he texted me saying as we were leaving that he left in a different direction. He said like in the parking lot he saw the person like with their like halfway out of the cosplay, like getting into their car or something like that, and he like kind of described what they looked like, and then I kind of just felt like, I don't know, I just wanted to remain a mystery. It was just, I don't know. It's just weird how my real life experience sort of echoes what happens in this game. Yeah, I just got to the end. Perspicuous 87. I wonder if I can find this picture so you all know I'm not making this up. Actually, I know exactly where to find this picture. Let me bring it up real quick. Oh man, I have to scroll way back to find this. This was probably like 2011. Scroll, oh god. It always kind of hits me when I'm going through my pictures. Like, I don't take pictures of myself very often. But when I do, I take them during moments that are really meaningful to me. So I practically cry. Or I mean, I do cry when I scroll through old photos because they're always like very loaded images. Like I never take a picture just like, oh, thought I was cute today, take a photo, but look at my face. It's always that it was a moment where I'm like, I really want to remember this, where I was, how I felt, sometimes who I was with, just that moment. So as I'm scrolling, I'm not showing this all on stream. It's kind of personal because this is like my real life stuff. But scrolling down all these photos, I'm just like, good God. Okay, I found one of them. Let me download it. Okay, here's one. I'm gonna grab the other one. Oh man, these memories. Holy crap. Did I not post the first one? Oh wait, no, here it is. Oh god. Seeing a picture of myself from like 2011 is not flattering at all. So now, bring it on the screen. Whoa, I uploaded one of these photos to Imager, way back when, and it's still up. Like, when do they actually delete photos off of that? Like, a photo from 2011 is still there 9 years later. Like, right? Okay. How do I get this on stream? Yeah, it's... safe for me to just show my desktop. Okay, here we go. Hello? There we go. So, this is proof that it actually happened. This was when I found this person. I don't know why there's a bright bar at the bottom of the monitor right now, but that's me on the right with the shirt, the official shirt of Journey, and this is their cosplay. And I think this was the person's parents back here, considering they're like watching as this all happened. And then there's an additional shot showing the scarf and the detail. And it was different image on each side of the scarf too. It was really cool. And then the second year, I found 2 of them. Whoa, that's not related. And I have the same shirt. Oh, yeah. And I don't look like that anymore. Because I basically just shave my head all the time now, because I just like being stuck in quarantine. I learned to just shave my own head. So now I just keep my hair really, really short. And I like it a lot. Yeah, they look so wide. I think it's because in the one with the 2 of them, they were on their way out. Like they were leaving and they're holding a bunch of bags underneath. So their arms are like outstretched because they're carrying things.